Hi everybody, welcome to today's video. If you're new here, my name is Tiana, and if you're returning, it is so nice to see you again. It is one of those very gloomy days. It's chilly, it's rainy, and it's the beginning of the month, which means it is Project Pan time. So today I'm going to update you on my Project Pan. I'm going to share with you all of the progress that I made in the month of April, and then we're going to talk about what we are going to do for May. Make sure to subscribe if you have not, and don't forget to ring the bell. I have a Pan That palette coming out. I have updates on my Pan That polish. I'm going to be filming all of my empties for the month of April. Not only that, I'm also going to be doing 2 separate videos, maybe 3, because there's a lot of empties, but I'm going to be showing you all the products that I ended up using in 2025. I have so many hair care, skincare, beauty care products that I might have to split up into 2 videos, but we're for sure going to have makeup as one and then beauty as another. Make sure to subscribe if you're into that type of content, and let's just get right into how I did for the month of April. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I did fairly well for April. I was kind of hoping to have 2 rollouts. We only have 1. I worked so incredibly hard, and if you watched my last video, you will probably see a lot of usage, and you could probably tell how hard I worked in the month of April. But I feel like April is setting me up for a really successful May and June. So on one hand, it is a little frustrating, but on the other, I know that next month and June are going to be very good months. So I can't really complain there. So the very first item I want to show you is the e.l.f. Earth and Ocean. Now this one is in my Pan That palette, and it's also in here. So the main goal for this palette again is to completely finish this shade right here, and then I'm going to clean it up and then declutter it. I'm going to pass it on to one of my sisters. But here is how we are looking for the month of April. I ended up using so much of it. There's not even like sidewall up here. There is more than half done. Like, we are really getting there. I don't think that I'll be able to finish it for May, but possibly June. I can see myself getting really close for June. So I ended up using this a total of 9 times throughout the month, and I feel like I am doing so well. And I'm so excited that progress is being made, and this is one of them that are so close to being done. It'd be really cool if I could finish it in May, but I think I'm going to be taking it into June. But we'll see. So then the next item is my NARS blush. So this one here again is one of the products that I put in here hoping to finish this year for sure. And I ended up using this a total of 10 times throughout the month of April. And I feel like that's pretty good. Last month, you guys would remember this actually broke off. One thing I want to mention, if you watched my previous videos talking about the NARS blush, I've mentioned this quite a few times where this blush, I keep getting like hard pan on, and at the beginning of each month, I do like clean it up. I scrape off the top layer so that I'm able to actually get pigment. I mentioned quite a few times that this blush is getting difficult for me to use because the pigment is not there. The pink wasn't showing up. It was a lot more of just the chrome type of like finish to it. For some reason this month, it's almost like I was able to get all that hard pan off. And now that we're getting to like a really thin layer by the actual pan, there's a lot of pigment, which is nice because I'm actually able to start making progress and seeing the powder move around and be used. Where before, it was almost like no matter how much I would use it, it's like no product would even come up on the brush, or no pigment would. So now we're getting some pigment, and now I feel like the product is actually moving, which is so nice to finally be able to be at that point. But here is a better look. So the pan has expanded. There's such thin product all around the big pan. So I'm very happy with how this one is going, and I've been using it as eyeshadow. I use it as blush. I could also see myself in the summer using it as a body glow if it's still in here, just to kind of use it to be able to roll it out. But I feel like this one we are doing very, very, very well on, and I'm so happy that I thought of at the beginning of each month to get that hard layer off and start fresh. I know that it kind of wastes a little bit of product. Why do I keep saying product? I know that in a sense it does waste a little bit of product scraping off the top layer, but I would rather scrape off a little bit here and there than just declutter the whole blush. So that is how we are doing. It is staying in the project for May with my e.l.f. palette. So these two are staying in here. I am so disappointed in myself, but with this product more specifically. So I have the Essence lip liner. I used it 15 times, probably closer to 20 times throughout the month of April. I am so messed up today. I want to keep saying product, and I don't know. I'm going to blame it on the weather. But anyway, this is what we are looking like for the month of May. I was so hoping to have this finished, but here we have it. It is still kicking around. Not my favorite. I know that some people use their lip liners as blush. That would not work for this because it is such a stiff formula. It doesn't really apply well that way. And I have to watch how I use this because it's not my favorite color and I have to layer it. It's also not the greatest for like long lasting or being precise. So anyway, I am so focused on just finishing this for the month of May. I've so far used it 2 or 3 times. So it's currently, while I'm filming this, it is currently May 4th and I have used it 3 times and it is still kicking around. So I am like hyper fixated on finishing this for the month of May because I do not want to bring it into June. It's just not something that I personally want to keep around. It's not hate panning because I can get it to work and it is nice to kind of throw in with different lip products, but it's not a favorite at all. I did kind of think for a minute and played around with the idea of rolling something in extra because in case I finish this, but then I thought that's kind of defeating the purpose of my project pan this year. My project pan this year is to kind of keep it around the handful of items and not do like a whole big like project, because last year I was working on anywhere from like 10 to almost 15 items, and as someone who has a smaller collection, that's like half of my makeup collection, and I don't want to be doing that again. I really want to kind of dive into very specific products and like really finish specific ones. So I also feel like if I were to bring in something else, even if it wasn't like a lip product per se, it would almost be like my focus would be on a different product than this one. So I'm going to keep it in here for the month, and I am so hoping to just finish this lip liner and then call it done. I did very, very well this month with my Sephora lip stain. I ended up using it 15 times, same number as my lip pencil, probably because I'd use the lip pencil and then go in with my lip stain. I have really grown to like this product. I've learned that I can't use too much of it, but I can use a fair amount of it. It's actually something that I've become really comfortable throwing on to wear day to day, and I do really, really like it. I am very happy with the fact that I have been able to use this quite a bit in this project. Like starting the year, I have probably used this about 30 times, maybe even a little bit more. And I know that this isn't going to last me forever because I have had this for years and years. So as soon as it starts to irritate my lips, the formula gets dry or anything like that, I will declutter it very quickly. But considering that I have used this like 30 times, I'm really happy with that. So it is going to stay in my project. There's a little bit of windowing, but I don't really know if you're able to kind of see that. It's right at the top. You can't really see where I am with this product, but all in all, I feel like I have been doing very, very well with this. Even if I were to scrape the sides, it doesn't take anything off the sides. So either I haven't used as much as I thought, or maybe it's just a type of packaging where I'm not going to be able to see windowing. I don't really know. So this has been going very well. We're going to keep it in the project, and hopefully this will help encourage me to use my lip liner up. Another item that seems to kind of just be dragging along that I'm getting very tired of is my e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand. It's in contour and it's in the light medium shade. This one here, I just don't care for the applicator. The shade is just not for me. I have to be very careful with how much I use because it is very, very orange. I'm constantly having to clean the applicator. It's really not my favorite. I do make progress on it every month. Like now I am able to squeeze the end of it without product coming out. So that is a plus. I only use this 7 times throughout the month of April. I don't know. This might be something where in the summer when I have a little bit more of a tan, it's easier for me to use. Just not my favorite. I am glad it is in this project though, because otherwise I probably wouldn't be using it, but not my favorite. I do have another contour that I do want to use, that I do use for like more special occasions or when I don't want to be as orange. But yeah, this one here is still kicking around. I would really, really, really love to just kind of use it and roll it out, but I feel like it's going to be in here almost forever. So those were all the items that are in my project to be finished. The next item is actually the item that was rolled in randomly. So I like to have one product in my project that is random. I have all my makeup listed numerically in my notes, and then I go on Google and I say pick a number between 1 and 50, and then it generates a number, and then that is the product that I set a usage goal on and bring in my project. So last month this was the item that was rolled in. It is the e.l.f. lip stain in Cherry Cola. It's the Sheer For It blush tint. Anyway, I think you're able to use that as like a blush and a lip tint. I like to just use it solely for my lips. This is what I used for my engagement shoot and I loved it, and I've worn it to many occasions throughout the month of April. I set a usage goal of 6 times and I actually used it more than 6 times, which I'm happy about. You still can't see any like progress on it for me to be able to mark it, but that is okay. I'm not worried about that because I do really like this and I do really enjoy it, and I am glad that I was able to use it more. So I'm very excited to be able to roll out that lip liner so that I can start playing around with a lot of other lip products. But for now, this one is going to be rolled out, which means I have to roll in a new product. So I went on Google and I got them to generate a number, and the item that was chosen was the Maybelline like liquid lipstick in the shade Dreamer, or it's their Super Stay Matte Ink in the shade Dreamer. This was one that I bought at the same time as this. I bought 3 different like lip stains or lip products that I could use for my engagement shoot, and I bought this one and I never really wore it. So I am glad that this got rolled into the collection for this month because it might also help encourage me to use up that lip pencil. I am wearing it today. I have so far worn it 3 times, and the usage goal that I had set for myself was 4 because I felt like 6 might have been too many because I really wasn't sure about the color, and I felt like anything other than 4 wasn't enough. So I only need to use this 1 more time throughout the month of May, and then I will hit my goal, and then I can either continue to use it or I can focus on my other products. So it's kind of nice that way where I'm able to hit this usage goal fairly early on throughout the month. So I've played around with something different and still been able to use my collection. And then I can kind of get back to using the other products in my project pan. So this one here, it is a fairly pinky color, and I am still trying to figure out if it is my vibe or not. I almost feel like the summertime is the best time for me to really truly make up my mind on if I want to keep this shade or not, because I do feel like it is a little bit light at times for myself, like too pinky blue light. So I'll see. I'm going to use it one more time, and then who knows, maybe it'll get rolled back into the project and then I can kind of go from there. But for right now, I am just enjoying it and using it. So that is my update for the month of April. I feel like I did very, very well. I feel like I set myself up very well for the month of May. Yeah, I feel like I was able to set myself up very well for the month of May and also June, and I'm very excited to see what I'm going to be able to finish. Sorry, my dog is like passed out snoring and stretching in front of me. I am very excited to see what May and June will bring us. I feel like we're going to be able to do a really big refresh for the month of May and for the month of June, because I can see that eyeshadow being gone soon, and I can also see a couple of those products starting to go fairly quickly. Let me know in the comments down below what you are working on, or what product do you think is going to be finished next out of my project, and I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye.